Welcome everyone. This is a quick video, maybe under 30 minutes. We'll see how quick we can do this. I'm going to be live streaming on Facebook later, and I want to get my template set. This is OBS that I'm using right now, and it's a template that I chose for just doing projects, like not anything related to gaming. I have my other templates that we can switch to for Battlefront 2 or for Call of Duty. So this is really one for creating. And there's a new project I'm going to be doing where I have to design a coffee table that's going to have indirect lighting. So in preparation for that, I want to get my template set so I can have 3D printing shown at the same time while I'm talking about the design in my next Facebook live stream. So let me, just give me a moment here. I want to tweet out this this live stream. And at the same time while I'm talking, I don't need to hear me on the audio replay. Alright, just sending a tweet. Alright, so how to create a OBS template in Photoshop. So this is the Adobe CC. It's the Creative Cloud product that I'm using. So I have access to all the Adobe products by paying for this monthly fee. It's really a great set of tools. I've been using Adobe products forever. I could say I made a significant amount of money using Adobe products. Even while I was in college. The end of high school through college, I had a great job where I was working for an author. He was a mathematician, and I created a lot of stuff with that and made a crap ton of money. So, on to Photoshop. So here's a template. This is a screenshot I got from the full screen view in Photoshop. Let me bring up the live stream so I can see live chat in case anybody says anything. Alright, so this template, I have two main areas. I'm introducing a third area now in this template, and the background of this is Battlefront 2. I'm going to switch it, I think, to my other template that you see now in the background there, which is from my son's music studio where I did the crown molding. So the area in the, I would say the 2/3 or even more of the screen real estate is being consumed by the desktop now that you see. That's Adobe Photoshop that I'm running. The upper left is my webcam. So that's here. That's my webcam. I want to tilt that up just a little bit. Over here on the right, to my right, you'll see the 3D printer. So that's the Prusa i3 MK2S printer. And what I want to do is I want to move my logo up. So each one of these things is a separate element. It's a separate layer. So I can turn any of these things off at any time. So I'm using this as a placeholder. I created a roller. To show rollers, you just go to Window and select View. I'm sorry, View, and you'll check the menu item rollers. Then from either direction, I can drag the roller across here. So if I want to do that, I can just leave that there. Now that's a guide that I can use as a reference point. And I can even do this here, so I know that this is my top, and I can do this to know that this is the rightmost extent of the logo. Now what I want to do is, this is the area where I want to have my webcam for the 3D printer. Now that webcam is coming through my Raspberry Pi. Now, if you're not familiar with the Raspberry Pi, it's a little microcomputer. It's running Python. It's running Raspbian OS, which is really Linux, but a specialized version for the Raspberry Pi. And in that, it's running OctoPi, which was created by Gina Housage. She created a tool that allows you to manage and run the 3D printer very easily. And that webcam doesn't update that frequently. I think it's like maybe 4 times a second, maybe. It's not a full stream webcam, because the Raspberry Pi is doing a bunch of other stuff. And the reason why it's connected to the Raspberry Pi is so that it can capture the print as it's being printed. And it's not just to elaborate on this slightly more, it's not in an ideal location. I really need it mounted to the bed so that you see the part growing rather than seeing the bed moving all over the place. Alright, so let's focus on what I'm trying to accomplish here, which is this template. So this is the layer for... Nope, that is not the layer. Why was it moving all over the place? Thought this was the logo. Nope. Oh. Okay, that's why I want to hide this guy. And then, yep, there we go. So that's why I created the guides here. So now I know I want this centered between these guides, right? So now, if you notice, I'm dragging this up, and there's a couple things happening. I'm holding the shift key while I'm dragging. I'm dragging this, I clicked, and I'm dragging, and I can align it to the top guide, I can align it to the bottom guide. Just dragging it slowly, and it snaps right there. What just happened was, because I placed those 2 guides to mark the topmost point and the bottommost point of that region, or that small little window, it automatically shows when you're at the center point, either from the left or right, if you're dragging from left to right, or when you're moving vertically. And so it is now perfectly centered in this region, which is awesome. Just by throwing down guides, I was able to center that item. And again, to bring a guide down, you just click on the ruler, drag it down, and place it wherever. And if you want to remove a guide, you just click on it, drag it back up, and it's gone. Alright, next thing I want to do is create the outline. So I created these outlines here. I'm not going to describe how I did them here. I'm just going to repeat the process for this area here. And because it's layered, there's a couple ways to do it. Because you have to think about OBS. OBS, it's a layered type system. When I go back to OBS, I can drag, I could switch, let's see, I could turn that template off and I could turn this template on. And they're all aligned to the same way, right? So if I switch back now, you see I'm working, but you see my template full screen. So I'll turn that one back on. Whichever one is the topmost one in this list, this is one that's displayed. You can see I made this visible, but it's lower than the 3D designing template. If I drag it above, I don't know if I can drag. Let's see if I can drag. Yeah, I can. If I drag it above, see it's the topmost now. So, but I can leave it there and I can hide it. So now it's hidden. Because it's hidden, the next item is showing. So I'll just bring it back down here. Now in this window, the other thing I have is the display capture is on top, but I have it sized. So this is the display capture. What it is the entire screen. This is a 4K monitor. The entire screen is shrunk down into this area here. Then I have the Elgato. If I'm using the Elgato, see if I turn this off, you'll see the Elgato, which is showing no signal because I don't have anything connected to it right now. Normally my Xbox connects to the Elgato. And here's the webcam. So I can turn the webcam off, turn it back on. The webcam is below the template. So if I click on the webcam, you'll see the extents of it. And I did this intentionally so that you only see my head and really the 3D printer. So that's the printer right there, right? The 3D printer. And it's the same thing you see in that other webcam. So I'll need to add the other webcam back into this, but it's not a webcam in the sense of it's an input device. It is really a web page because it's a web page that's referencing the Octopi that's back there. So it's on my local network, and there's a URL I have to get to that image. Hey, Robert. Thanks for joining. So I'm just talking about, to catch you up, I'm just talking about the making of this template and how to integrate it into OBS. So now I have this region. My main purpose of this guides and everything was to move my logo up, out of the way. Now that the logo is out of the way, I can show this sample image again, just the sample image. And now this is the region that I want to put this guide around. And I don't remember the number of pixels, but the cool thing is that I can zoom in and I can see the number of pixels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I got a 16 pixel border around that. So we'll use that to size our rectangle. And there's 2 rectangles that I used, but I did it a couple ways. This way, so again, this is cut out, right? When I hide this image, this is a screen capture, hiding the screen capture. You'll see that this one is cut out. So this is a blank area in the image. And that allows me to use layering within OBS. Because remember, my webcam is all the way down here. Now I got to remember it's below the Battlefront logo. So I'll drag it all the way up. You can see now it's like it's all the way over everything, and I don't want that. I want it behind the template. So just drag it back down to there. So that's the layering part. And that's what we're trying to accomplish, but I do not need to accomplish that for this section here. Because the screen capture for the Raspberry Pi, for the Octopi, is, I want to show the entire area. So I'm going to duplicate, let's see, what is this guy? I'm going to duplicate this layer. And I'll show it. And we can drag it over here. And then I'll show this. Let me wrap. I'll do a couple things. I'm going to bring my guides up. Right, get the guides perfectly on this image. I'll drag another guide down. So I was explaining in the beginning, Rover, that I used to do desktop publishing when I was in. I was a software engineer. Didn't realize I was a software engineer, but really I was at the time. But I was also doing desktop publishing. I worked for an author who was a professor at Drexel, and where I went for electrical engineering. But I started working for him prior to starting work, prior to starting college. And the connection there was my mother worked for him for, at that time, it was like 25 years. I think she retired when she finished working with him for like 30-some years. Alright, so now I know that size. I want to zoom in, and I want to create a border that is 16 wide, right? So I'll create another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we'll do the same thing vertically. So this gets us so that I can size it properly. Yeah, sure. Thanks for joining. Yeah, desktop publishing was really cool. So the thing that I worked on was generation of artwork for electronic generation of artwork for textbooks, whether it's physics books or calculus books, Diffie-Q, linear algebra. I even created a simulator for the TI-85 that was prior to Texas Instruments creating a software version that ran on a PC. So that was a neat run. So my artwork from my program is probably published in 200 plus books, plus the SIAM journal. SIAM is I forget what it stands for, something a mathematics journal, and they're based in Philly. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing now. I mean, you know, I'm playing video games and getting paid for it, but yeah, that's I remember those days. Yeah, I had 2 jobs. I was doing co-op. So at Drexel, they have it's a 5-year program to get your engineering degree, and they make it 5 years because they spread out the terms. It's 10-week terms for each semester, really trimesters in your freshman and senior year, and you have a sophomore, pre-junior, and junior year, and in those 3 years, sophomore, pre-junior, junior year, half of the year is school, 2 semesters that are 10 weeks each. The other half is co-op, working for a company. And I worked for a mobile refinery as an engineer. Worked in their computer department, and I worked in their engineering department the other years. But at the same time, I was holding a job with this author, and it was definitely worth doing that because it really helped me out. All right, there we go. So now I got my guide set for sizing, and this is real quick, right? So legit, I take this there. That's how quick that was, right? And then I can size it. I think I can size it, right? The properties of the rectangle. The width. Why isn't the width changing? Okay, so it's going relative to the top, so let me do that. Right, let's turn off that, and we'll shrink this guy. A little bit more, just eyeing it up. I'm not worried about perfection. Yeah, I had to do, there was a program that we used for laying out the manuscript of a text, and then we would send that manuscript off to a printer, and they would run it through a special printing press that would take that type of file. And if you've ever heard of it, it was Tech. I think it was spelled T-E-X. I don't think anybody really called it Tex, although maybe some people did. And then the version that we used specifically was LaTeX, and it allowed you to really just code up. You would program in script the whole manuscript. You'd have your body, kind of like HTML, and you'd have these markups for doing superscript, subscript, radicals, all that fun stuff, integrals. And it had everything for the Greek upper, lowercase symbols. When you're getting into heavy diffie-q and integral calculus. All right, now I got that border. Now all I got to do is hide this. Nope, let me hide this. Then I'll show this guy. Let's copy this guy. Right, so we'll paste him over here. He's going to be over top. Wait, what am I doing there? No, I don't want you. I want him over this guy. So I think it was relative to the top, so then this is going to be the inner. And then let me change the width. And this is what I'm going to use as my guide for setting the image width inside OBS. And I'll do my height. Wish this thing updated real time so I didn't have to keep letting go. A little bit too much. One more. There we go. Yeah. So, do you still do that line of work? Working on photos and stuff? Alright, so now my template is really set up, and let me see, let's turn off view guides. I think I can turn off guides here. Not under window. Show guides. Control semicolon, I gotta remember that. Alright, so this is my template, right? Now I can throw in any background I want. Right, so there's zero background right now. I can put in any background I want. I can show this background. Nope, turned on too much there. I can show that background. Do that background. So that's the different layers I have within this template. Okay. So this will be my Battlefront 2 logo, or template. And this will be Rev. No, I can still save this as Rev 1. And then I'll save the photo. No. I don't know if it did it as PNG or JPEG. Yeah, PNG. Alright, so this is Rev 1 streaming PNG. Alright, so now I need to load up this other template. Image. I'm going to call this Battlefront 2 3D printing. And I'll browse to it. Where am I going? Nope. Here. YouTube. And it's going to be that one. Alright, so then I need to drop this down. And then I need to add this other here we go. So this is the Octoprint. I'm going to copy that. And I'll paste that in here. And we'll just drag it up. So now let's see if it's live. Yep. It's live. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love 3D printing. So to give you, I was planning on doing this live stream anyway, but I'm preparing for another live stream that I'm going to do on Facebook. I'm trying to convert some people from Facebook, and it's helped me a couple times. You know, it's a different audience, right? And it's about brand recognition and all that, so I'm trying to spread my brand. But a friend of mine, he owns a company, and they are working on some project, and they need a table that is LED backlit, and they know I craft stuff. I'm a maker. So I'm going to craft a coffee table for them that's going to have LED backlighting, and I'm going to do the planning in this this program here, which is the same program that Khan Academy uses. And I did this same thing in one of my other videos where I talked about filing an electrical permit. You can find it under my DIY electrical playlist. And I went through all the calculations and stuff on how you apply for an electrical permit if you're doing your own work in a house. Because, you know, I couldn't find any video at all on explaining how to do that. So I created it. So I'm going to talk about the design in this next live stream. I'll do that later, probably in the next hour or so on Facebook. And I'm Rigor on Offensive on Facebook. Hey, yeah, so yeah, Mancrafting. Nice shit. Yeah, what I represent, I don't know if you can see. Let's see, let's bring that up. There we go. Representing, brother. Yeah, I got the shirt, when I get it last week maybe, or earlier this week. And, oh, you know what? I'm looking at it now. I thought you said nice shit. Yeah, that's good stuff. So if you don't know Chad's got a cool ass company. He does a lot of stuff. I got to get him to make me a couple products that I got. I want to. I don't know if I'm going to redesign my logo. I think I might keep it. I'm not sure. My son says it's cringy. That's the term they use. So yeah. So anyway, Chad, I'm talking about a project that I'm working on. I'm doing this template thing here, you know, for let me bring my template back up. So I was just doing this in Photoshop, explaining how the templates work and everything. But this is all in preparation for me to have another video later where I'm going to do it on Facebook, because I'm trying to convert some people from being a fan on Facebook or a friend on Facebook to a subscriber. So I'm actually going to use this style that Khan Academy uses to explain math to design the table. And I have a couple ideas. So the friend of mine owns this company. They're going to do they're creating a show, and they need a table that has LED backlighting. They seen my YouTube video. I don't know. Did you see my YouTube video on the crown molding, Chad? Let me show you that. See if I can bring that up. Oh yeah, it's right there. So I missed it. So that's the video on the crown molding that I did for my son's music studio right below me. And then, you know, we go through a bunch of different tests with the color and everything. So the goal that they want is a table that has indirect lighting. It's just going to look totally badass. So they had a couple ideas, and I'm just going to really expand that to just have lights everywhere on this thing. So I think they're going to be really impressed. But see, they're a film production company, and they do work for like Nat Geo, Discovery, HBO. They do a lot of work all over the place. Well, they're going to help me film the work, which I'm quite capable of doing it, but, you know, they offered, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, that sounds cool. And they're going to promote it, too. So they're going to have some type of campaign. Oh, Chad, can you like my You Do It Contracting Facebook? Let me, because I'm trying to get as much as I can on Facebook. So that's it right there. You Do It Contracting. So this is yeah. If you could give that a like, Chad, on Facebook, I'd appreciate it. Because when this table comes out, I want that to hit. I want it to hit hard when this comes out, so that, you know, the impressions when you see that on your Facebook business page really hit. Yeah, I'll post that on Twitter, and maybe you know, if you'd share it out, I'd really appreciate that. I love the support you guys give me. So, but yeah, this table, if it goes well, I just think it's going to be totally sick when I'm done. Like, there's going to be the legs are going to be disjointed. They're going to cover the corners, but they're going to be like seem like they're floating from the piece, and there's going to be LED backlights in that, and LED strips under the table all the way around, and channeling with, and I'm thinking like either glass or acrylic that's frosted, that's going to diffuse the light so you won't see any of the LEDs themselves if it's on a shiny floor. Yeah, thanks forever. I just think it's I'm like so excited about this. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this next video later on Facebook. And have you streamed live on Facebook, Jed? Owen Video, Asterix Owen Video has a great video on how to stream on Facebook, and I followed his path, and so that's what I'm going to stream with OBS on Facebook. And then I record the video too on my computer, and then I can upload that later to YouTube. So that's my template, right? Got the template. We're done. I think I'm going to call it quits on this live stream. Yep. Thanks, Chad. So, calling this an end, and I'll be back on live later on Facebook. And thanks for watching. And we'll talk to y'all later. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a like, and check out my crown molding video. I'll put a link to that at the end of the video where I have the end screens. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, okay. Let me get to that right now. Stop the stream. Wait, Mitch is on? I just started the stream back up. So, we have... This is my... Am I still on? Let me know if I'm still on. I'm putting up the Facebook link. No, it's back on. It's good. I was ready to end, but shit, I'm like, you know, Mitch is here. I can't end the stream now. Yeah. So, if you would do me a favor, I'd really appreciate this. This is my Facebook. Give that a like. Share it. And ask other people to do a like also. You know, share it on Twitter or whatever. Or Facebook. The idea here is I've been asked to create a table that has LED backlighting, and I should say LED indirect lighting. You know, they saw my work on the music studio. They saw the sign that I created, and they really like that, and they think that this will be a good win for them, because it's a product that I'm creating custom for them. They'll have immediate input onto the way it's going. I already have my ideas on how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to talk about the ideas next live stream, but that live stream is going to be on Facebook. So that's kind of to build up the hype around this. Since they're a film production company, and I see a lot of red when I'm talking. Am I clipping? Let me know if I'm clipping. Can't find page. Well, that's a problem. You do it contracting. Spelled it right. Let's see. Okay, that's crazy. All right, how do I share this page? Yeah, it's You Do It Contracting. What did I spell wrong? Copy. And let's go into LiveStream. I'll do that here. Is that link any different? Oh, you know what? There was a space there. Was there a space? It looks like there might have been a space there. I don't know. I can't tell. Tell me if that link worked. And it's clipping. Okay, thank you. So I need to change my filters. Gain is up too high. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Let me know if there's clipping now. I adjusted the gain. And let me know if it's too low. Yeah, contacting. Yeah. What, you couldn't find it? Yeah, contracting, yeah. Yeah, so if you could, wait. You gotta be kidding me. Not working? What? Bro. It's right here. Let's try this. Now the volume's too low. Okay. Like, nope, wrong thing. Let's see, we'll go testing, 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 testing. We'll go with 7. Any better? Nope, clipping there. Any better? Any better? I don't know why that's not working. It was working fine for me. I mean, you saw it, right? So yeah, if you search You Do It. Let's try this in an incognito window. Yeah, it was an incognito window. I don't know. It must be something with the link and the way it's translating over. Yeah, I don't get it. Because if I can't share a link for you to get to my Facebook, the whole thing is ruined. All right, let's do all right. You're good, brother. Cool stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to work on this table and kind of build up the hype to it. And as I'm working on it, I'm going to live stream, but then at the end, there's going to be one video that I'm going to edit, and it's all going to be together, right? So it'll probably be, I'll try to keep it like within that 7 to 16 minute sweet spot for the video. So, all right. Well, look, I'm going to end the stream now. Thanks for joining Mitch and Rover and everybody else who's in here. We'll touch base later when I live stream again, but I'll be live streaming on Facebook at that time. And we'll keep this thing going. All right. Thanks, guys.